Today's my birthday, so this is kind of like a mandatory video. I need to do one today because this is what I love to do, and I think that as a celebration, I will make a video. Usually, I have some kind of comedy idea that I'm working on that I'm bringing, bringing, bringing forward. Today, I really don't have anything. Uh, I've been thinking really deeply all day. I just spent the day at home and I've been writing and doing some creative projects and thinking about all the things that I'm thankful for. It's kind of been like Christmas Day. Well, minus the booze and the food and the family. Ah. So today I'm going to read to you. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to read to you a page from this book. Abel's Island by William Steig. Okay, so I'm not going to read from the beginning. I'm going to get somewhere from the middle, first chapter, the 10th page. William and his wife Amanda, they go out for a picnic and they get caught in a storm. It's the most perfect, beautiful day, and then they get caught in the storm, and Amanda loses her scarf. They're hiding in a cave, and then Amanda loses her scarf, and so he goes after it. And as he goes after it, he gets caught in the wind, the torrential downpour winds, and gets blown away. Its whim was to fling him against a huge nail, where he fastened with all his strength. The nail was stuck in a fragment of board that had once been a part of a large animal's house, and the fragment of board was embedded in a gully full of gravel. Abel clung to the nail and to Amanda's scarf, fighting the wind, whose force seemed to increase when he stopped riding with it. The torrent of wet air tearing past made breathing difficult. Abel stuffed Amanda's scarf into his inner pocket and buried his head under his blazer. He soon found himself haunch deep in a swelling stream. Rain had filled the gully, and a heavy flow of muddy water loosened his board from the gravel mooring. He went sailing along, spinning this way and that, drilled with a trillion bullets of rain. Whatever happened no longer surprised him. It was all as familiar as one's very worst dreams. It was definitely night now. It was definitely night now. He could see nothing, not his own paw in front of his face, but he knew he was moving swiftly upon his board. Soon he sensed he was in a river. In an immense darkness, he could hear only wind, and all around him rain falling into water. A new sound slowly emerged, the murmur of rolling foam. 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 His boat was moving toward it, and it rose to a turbulent roar. Then, with no advance notice, the boat tilted vertically and shot downward, and then he was sure in a waterfall. Plunged deep in the water below, he fought against drowning. Then, still hugging his nail, he rose slowly in a maelstrom of churning river, gasping for indrafts of air. Never had he been subjected to such a rude treatment. How long could it last? How long, he wondered, could he abide it? As if to answer that question, his craft shot forward again, and he was pitched, jerked, and bandied about by the writhing, charging stream. His boat capsized, then righted itself and began turning over and over. Each time his exasperated head bobbed up, he gasped for his possibly final breath. His fortitude amazed him. Suddenly, thump! He was no longer moving. His craft had struck an unyielding mass and stuck in it. He had no idea, in the blackness, where in the world he was. Water hurrying past him, tugging at his clothes, drenched, cold, exhausted, he still held on to that nail, but the water pressing him against it allowed him to ease his grip, and it was a relief. The wind still screamed, the rain still pelted, the river still raged. But he felt in some sort of harbor, momentarily moored wherever it was. He was able to wonder about Amanda. She was surely safe in the cave, among friends. She would be worrying about him, of course, but he'd be getting back to her as soon as he could. This was the weirdest experience of his life. He could never forget it. Never forget it. Never forget. But for the moment he did. Merciful sleep shrouded his senses. He slept, curled around the rusty nail, wind and rain drubbing his tired young body. Happy birthday, me!